Today we will be going over Blackbeard Part 2. You've already seen one video on the channel, but I think we need to bring it back as I have learned a lot more about the deck, and I want to give you guys the best gameplay I can with this leader, and just in general, you like to learn the decks and learn the meta. And playing in local tournaments recently, I did play Blackbeard, and I've kind of found the structure that I currently go for. I've made one change for the deck, which I'll mention later. This deck is just, it's scary, man. If you don't know how to beat it, and it really just high rolls, either way, you just lose. It's definitely one that you have to watch out for at your locals, and at a higher competitive scene, you're going to see this deck a lot, but it takes a very skilled player to really take it to the top, and I think we're getting there with the deck. I think we're learning a lot, and I think it's a very, very competitive deck. It's just a skill check for, newer players as well. An old school player will know that you just need to play two bodies on the board to beat this deck, but we can give you a more in-depth video on how to beat Blackbeard in the future. If you like that idea, like, comment, and subscribe. Cool. All right, let's get into Blackbeard. 5 life leader, 5k power. Your on play abilities do not activate, so you just don't get on play. That's why we don't play any on play. You don't see a Gecko Moria in this black deck. That's why. Activate main. You may trash one card from your hand until the end of your opponent's next turn. Your opponent gets no on plays either. So basically, neither player gets on plays, and on plays are very, very apparent in many, many decks, especially Shanks, Luffy, and so many others. I mean, Zoro, so many decks. A lot of those decks can still, be viable against this deck if you know how to play it correctly, and it really depends on the board state and what we can keep alive. So that is the biggest thing, is controlling our resources and not expending our whole hand early in the game, and while also building up a board and a structure and keeping their board at a amount of cards, because that can get scary. Also about knowledge, knowing your opponent. Going against Shanks, you need to know that, hey, when Shanks first started playing, you only needed to wait until 7 to stop Beckman, but now they're starting to play Marco. So with Marco, it KOs any 3,000 power or lower, which is a lot of our early game with our cheap blockers, our Lafitte's, our Strongers, our Doc Hughes, our Mancherie, like all of these characters that they can just kill for free and then still swing your life. That really hurts. So it's really good to just know, your opponent's curve. Same thing with Purple Luffy and everything. So you'll see that in this. I'm going to try to find some more competitive games, but let's get into the deck list. Laboon, amazing card. I hope you got it before it's too expensive, because it's too expensive now. 4 cost, 5k, 1k counter. Activate main. You may rest this character, give up to one of your opponent's characters -4 for the turn. I think that's just amazing. Giving -4, you can kill a 5 cost with your Doc Q, which we'll see in a little bit. Very good. Obviously not on play, which is also amazing. So we can use this every turn they let it live. We just get more and more value for it. So that's the biggest thing, is they have to kill our bodies and not swing our life, because if they leave these bodies on board, we are going to get them. Like, you'll see. Anyways, we'll keep going. Mancherie, activate main, tap 1 Dawn, rest this character, return 2 cards from your trash to the bottom of your deck, return 1 cost 3 to 5 black character from your trash to your hand. So it gives us cycle, or lets us cycle cards back into our hand from our trash. So if we have to use a Laboon for counter, but we find out we need it, we can add this back. We can add the Burgess back, which we'll see in a little bit. We can add back our VV blocker, or we can add back some power minusing with Tashigi or Van Augur. Very good card. So it's played as a one of. This is a tech option. You can change this out for other cards. There's a lot of other options we can maybe go around later, or if you want to start seeing me give you tech options after the deck profile, let me know. That's something I'm down to do. Van Augur, activate main. You may rest this character if your leader has Blackbeard Pirates type. Give up to one of your opponent's characters -3, and then on KO, draw 1 card. So it gives -1 less than Laboon, but you get to cycle to draw a new card after playing this, after it dies. So if they swing into it, they have to put Dawn on a character more than likely, or on their leader, or they have to swing one of their bigger bodies into a 6k, really just to get rid of it. So I find that to be very, very good. We do play Burgess here, or, well, I guess we'll go back to this real quick. We'll finish this off. So just drawing 1 card and replacing itself on a 6k body is stronger than a 4 cost 5k Laboon. That does not replace itself, but it does give 1 extra minus. So both sides to it. This card is replaceable in the OP10 format, so just be ready for that. There are some amazing cards coming out in OP10 that we should be ready for Blackbeard. So if you're looking to play Blackbeard, pick it up now. And this is one of the replaceable cards in the future, but not yet. You have to play this right now. Burgess, amazing cards. You have to play this as well. Jesus Burger, 4 cost 5k, 1 counter. This character cannot be KO'd by your opponent's effects. And if your leader has a Blackbeard Pirates type, this character gains plus 1,000 power for every 4 cards in your trash. So usually by your 8 Dawn turn, you have 16 cards in your trash, so it's a 9, cost 9k. That's crazy. That's crazy. So this card's really, really good. You have to have it on the board, and it works with the deck, and I like that it works with, you know, his fruit as well, his devil fruit. So really cool stuff there, and very, very good. Shiryu, literally just a 2k counter. You will never play this on board. If you do, you did something wrong. I really hope you don't have to. You may trash 2 cards from your hand, draw 2 cards, when attacking, and you have to put a Dawn on it. That's just not something we really want to do. So this is just a 2k counter, nothing else, honestly. Stronger, you may trash 1 card from your hand and this character. If your leader has a Blackbeard Pirates type, draw 1 card and give one of your opponent's characters -2. So you have a 2k counter that filters and gives -2. You do go -1 in card advantage while doing this, but it does replace itself. And like I said, filter puts 2 cards in your trash for your Burgess, so you're already halfway there. 1 for leader effect and 1 with our stage, which you'll see later. That's already 4 cards. We have 1k power from 1 card, basically, just playing out 1 Dawn. That's obviously given the perfect board state with the stage and everything, but we'll get into that later. Very, very good. Very, very good to give -2 for just 1 Dawn. Q, this is our main way of removal from a character. You may rest this character, KO 1 of your opponent's 1 cost or lower. It only works with Blackbeard Pirates, and then on KO, draw a card. Same final effect as the Van Augur. Very good. Like, honestly, just very, very good. This card is something you definitely need to develop, especially if you're going on an even curve. You know, you usually just play .Q. On 4, you play Laboon. On 6, you know, you might have to switch it up and do a little Lafitte search with a Burgess, like, kind of see how it plays when we get into it. But this card is just amazing. The most oppressive card ever printed in One Piece. You play this as a 4 of. Like, all the cards I've told you, I will tell you, you could drop this, you could do this. You can't change this. You have to run this as a 4 of. This is the reason you play Blackbeard. 10 cost, 12k, blocker, activate main once per turn if your leader has Blackbeard Pirates, and if this character is played this turn. So it's only once, but that kind of gets around the on play, you know, the negative of not having on plays. It states, you know, that effect. Up to one of your opponent's leader's effects are negated. So if you're going against Shanks or Bonnie or someone who does something on your turn, you stop it. And then up to one of your opponent's characters' effect is negated and they cannot attack. So Cardi Kaizoku calls it pacify. I really enjoy that, you know, saying that. I think that kind of just works. So yeah, you stop your opponent from attacking and negate their ability. So if it's a blocker, they don't get that. You know, if it has something to do in their opponent's turn, they don't get that. Hi, baby. So, again, the leader effect, just negating it, only works on ones that happen on your turn. They get it back during their turn, so just remember that when you play this character. Very, very good, very oppressive, and craziest card in the format. Lafitte, you may rest this character in one of your Dawn, look at the top 5, grab a Blackbeard Pirates. It's just like a Bonnie Searcher. It's really good, though, and if you can get multiple of these on board and just keep cranking them out, your leader ability is free every turn, or it just costs 1 Dawn. Like, imagine it just, your leader ability, if you have 2 of these and they stick, tap 2 Dawn, and then your opponent gets no on plays. Like, it's that crazy. And draw 1. Like, that crazy that is. So I had that happen against the Bonnie at my local tournament, and that went really, really well. Again, this is a must-play 4 of in the OP9 and OP10 formats. Tashigi, I'm testing this out as a current 2K counter. It's non-searchable, but instead I was playing Jack, but I found going first, you don't really have a 3 Dawn play, you know, to play on curve, except play multiple bodies, and usually you don't want to do that. So if you can get this on 3 Dawn, Laboon on 4, or on 5, you can get Van Augur, so now you can go -5, so whatever they play for 6 or 7, you can almost get down to 0, or to 1 for .Q. You think this card's just really good for curve, and I'd rather play it than Jack. Jack's just so unplayable in this deck, because it's just a little too slow, because as soon as you hit 10, you want to play this. The time, sometimes it's not the right time yet, and you can make it the right time on that turn, and then next turn you just start chain smoking these things, as I say, you know, back like that thing, everybody get a hit, like it's coming down. So I think this card may be good. I honestly don't know. This is my first time testing it, but I think this is a strong option. Your other option would be Toy Soldier, which may be better, but I think this card just fits with the Laboon and Van Augur side of things. So maybe as a 2 of, maybe more, and we drop down Shiryu. Like, yes, he's searchable, and we want to make sure we don't whiff off of our stage. So there's both sides to it, especially because we don't play Vasco Shot. Instead, we play VV. VV is different. A lot of people don't care for it. I personally like it. Just a 3 cost, 1k count, or 1k power, 1k counter blocker with the trigger play this card. The reason I play it is for the trigger. I'm not going to lie to you guys. The amount of times this card comes up in your life and you just win, amazing. You have to play it. It's very, very good. All right, and then we'll go on to Finger Gun, Shigan Finger Gun. May trash the top 2 cards of your deck, helps fill up the trash, and you KO one of your opponent's characters that cost 5 or less. This works really well if you can develop the Laboon on an 8 Dawn turn. You know, you can Laboon and play this and kill basically anything they play on their 8 Dawn turn, so it gets rid of their Rayleighs or whatever, and we can really clean up the board with this as well. Very, very good card, and I think it's a 4 of. Liberation is a 2 of, which we'll see in a second. This is my age. Look at the top 3, reveal 1 Blackbeard Pirates, and then trash the rest. Really good for filling up your trash. You can choose nothing and trash 3 cards, and then discard a card for leader and get 4, for Burgess to get 1. The math just kind of works. Or you can grab all 3. So even if, or grab 1 of the 3 to fill up your hand and replace itself, which is obviously way better. Liberation, if your leader has Blackbeard Pirates type, choose one of your opponent's characters, negate its effect for this turn. Then if that character has a cost 4 or less, KO that character. This is really good. It can win you games just to get rid of a blocker effect. Sometimes that's just what you need to finish the game quickly, and that just negates it and doesn't KO it. If they're higher than 4, mirror match to just stop a blocker, and it's obviously activate main because it is an event card and it's not a character. Very good. It also stops Lucky Roo and KOs Lucky Roo. It can stop another Burgess, which is another reason we play it for the mirror. Gets rid of Burgess's effect. If you're going against Lucci, it can negate the effect of Lucci that gives it +4 cost. So this would actually make it a 7 cost. So if you give it -3 and then play this, it negates that +4, goes to 4, and then KOs it. Really cool. So Van Augur plus this kills Jack. Really, really good stuff right there. And then finally, we get to our stage. We play this as 3. There is merit into bumping this up because after you get it, you can just discard it. But just starting your turn with like 3 or 4, there are 2 of these in hand or more, it just hurts. So definitely, I don't know. I like it as 3 because it's not necessary, but I think it is really good just to fill up your trash. Trash 1 card from your hand, rest this stage. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck, reveal 1 Blackbeard Pirates, and put it in your hand and place the rest on the bottom. It's just a simple stage searcher. You discard a card, grab a new card. Really good for filtering through your deck.
Hey, Espresso, stop.
All right. And that will be the Blackbeard deck list right there. I think we're about to get into some games and see what we can do with it. I hope you guys enjoy. Subscribe. Also, let me know down below if you like these long form deck profiles, or if you would want it just to be quick and straight to the games, or if you want to see the games first, then the deck profiles. I'm kind of toying with both ideas, all 3 ideas, I should say. Let me know down below, and let's get into some games. For real this time. All right, we'll start with Blackbeard into Shanks. Oh, all right, we'll start with Blackbeard into Shanks right here. We will choose to go second, take them off their curve. I don't like 2 Van Augurs and a Burgess because we don't get much until that turn to really change anything. But I think that's actually good in this matchup, so I think we keep. Actually, I was about to say no, but then I remember we're on 2 Dawn, and it's going to be really good. So we don't care about their 3 Dawn on plays or anything, so we'll just pass turn there. I think this is actually looking like a really good start because next turn we'll get our Burgess out and KO our .Q with a, I told you, when they go to 5. So we are going to leader effect on 5 or on our next turn when we're on 4. Stop their on plays, and hopefully we get something, because this is what I've seen from a lot of Shanks. They just swing. At that turn, they literally just swing. So we have 4 Dawn to play with. We will swing. Well, we're not going to even swing 5. It's not even worth it. So we will discard Mon Cherie. I don't think we're going to need her. We black hole him. Play this out. Pass turn. So now his on-play Marco won't happen. It'll force him to play a Rayleigh or play a Lucky Roo and something else. And Lucky Roo, we will look for a Liberation to try to get through. If not, we just KO it. So -3 and then KO. If you have to, we can also just Shigon Finger Pistol. It looks like he does not want to do that, so he's just going to go 8 at our face. We just take. We're not scared to take life here, so don't forget that. He has 2. So this tells us he's playing a Red Hawk. So he's looking to kill our .Q here. So we shouldn't play anything yet, just because we know that's going to come down. We will swing 6 at life. There's not a way to bump up our Burgess just yet, so we'll go 6 at face. He will probably Red Hawk and kill the .Q, allowing us to draw a new card. That's why we're not leader affecting yet, because we don't know what we want to get rid of. And then we're more than likely just going to play Van Augur here. We do have to know that he has this, so if he plays it next turn, he's going to do it. So keep the Stronger for the -2. Just ditch the Shiryu. There's also merit into ditching one of the Blackbeards, because we already have, 2 in hand. But we're developing a board, and he isn't. This looks like a Beckman turn, which Beckman we can get rid of next turn with just -3 and then Finger Pistol, or we can play Van Augur, go -3, -3, and then KO. But it really depends on what he plays, because he wants to keep that 2 active. If he just wants to swing into our life a lot, that's honestly fine. We're developing the board we need. You see this? Do it. Do it. I'm not scared to take that life. He's got 3 this time, so with us being at 7, we know he has something to KO our Van Augur. I think we search first, see what we find. We could go ahead and grab another Blackbeard, which there is merit into that, but I don't think we need 3 right now. And I think I like the Hachinosu just to fill up the trash more for our Burgess, because again, I don't think we'll need more than that right now. We will trash one of the strongers here, see what we can find. We grab a Shiryu, which will be our discard for this turn. We will play out the... Do we play out the Van Augur or do we swing Van Augur first? Because Fire Fist can't affect either of these or KO them. They can kill the Dot Q. But then we have Finger Pistol. There's not really anything to kill, so we can just Blackbeard him next turn. So yeah, I think we just swing 6. I don't think we're scared to swing here. He's going to want to swing and clear up our board, but I'm really not worried about it right now. We'll go 6 again, just because leader effect in 2K. He's going to take all these cards to hand, which is really scary in this matchup, because he's going to live for a while. He has a way to kill the Dot Q. Yep, so we draw into another Dot Q, which is fine with me. So we'll just play Van Augur. And that's the only reason we swung with Van Augur is because we already had another. Discard Shiryu to stop on plays and then pass it over. We don't want to swing with Burgess yet because this is our strongest card in the deck. He wants to swing 5 at life. Looks like it may be with 9. What do you play here? I think he'll probably play out 2 bodies. I think we will actually counter this just in case he does do the rush. I think that's the best play. Just being this early, already being down to 2, he doesn't have much of a board. He does play the rush, and then he will kill Van Augur. We will get to draw. We could -3 here and then KO it and then continue, the board, or we could just start with our Blackbeard, which I don't think is wrong either. In this matchup, I think it's Blackbeard time, so we will discard. We could develop another Burgess if we don't, because we could just -3, Finger Pistol, and then that gives us, 4 to KO that. So yeah, I think that's what we'll do. We'll try it out this way. I don't know which the better option. Now we can develop another Burgess. We will get rid of, just to keep KO in hand. We'll grab a stronger 2K counter in case they try to rush us down. Now we're putting 2 on lead here. We'll swing 7, and then we're going to swing 8. He probably does play... Oh, this might get rid of our board, though. I think we just leave the Burgess active. We play that, and then we ditch our Dot Q. I don't think we need Dot Q. So now we have 2 8K bodies, our leader swing, and a 10 drop coming in next turn. He plays the 10 drop Shanks, which is scary, but it's something we just have to be okay with. Van Augur will die. We'll get to draw a new card. Totally okay with me. And then 12 at face. Sure. We don't need to negate anything at this point, so we'll keep that in hand. We will Hachinosu first, because we don't need Hachinosu. Grab Lafitte. Lafitte would have been very good earlier, but we want to get rid of his leader ability, so we'll play this first. Minus Nullify. We'll go 5 at face. Hi, buddy. I see you. And I think we've put ourselves in a very good position. We have a blocker, we have a good amount of counter in hand, and we have a cat giving us kisses in the face. So very, very good stuff here. He will have the counter, and then he's going to go down to 1 life, I'm assuming, which is kind of what we expect here. He's probably going to try to play out a couple of bodies this turn, which would be the smartest thing. We can clear a board pretty easily if it comes down to it. It really depends on what he wants to do. Good lord. I do see you, buddy, but I'm going to have to move you. Sorry, Bubba. You're so cute, though. Philip, that's your cat bothering me while I'm trying to play One Piece, brother. My cat sitting today. So he doesn't get this effect, which is really nice. So this is still a 12. If he wants to swing, everything into our face, he wants to bait out our block here, which I don't think we need to because we can counter if he goes into our life, and I think we can still win. I think we just counter 1 just in case, because even if he plays a 12 drop or 13, we have to play around the 10 drop Shanks there, 10 drop Goldie Roger, which would be very, very scary, obviously. Goldie Roger kind of just wins them the game, and that's what he was going to play. Not have anything but a 2K counter, and he did have, 2 and 1, so he had a lot, and he had the trigger out of life, but he gave up a little too early. Do you think we still had that win? Because even with the Goldie Roger, maybe you get it, but we have 2 blockers active next turn, and we're still at 1 life, so we know to play around the Goldie Roger, or we negate its effect. But more than likely, I'd negate the Shanks effect and play around the Roger instead. And he only had that, and then the dragon. So put us in a good spot, and I think we just win the game. So GG's our opponent, and we're on to the next one. That's how you beat Shanks. All right, purple black Luffy. We will take second. Usually we just always take second. We'll mulligan here. We do have the Dot Q, but we don't have much else for the curve. We get the Dot Q and the Burgess here, and the Liberation if we need. I don't think we need to really worry about leader affecting. He does have like the 4 drop, the 3 drop that he'll get to play first. I think we'll just develop the Dot Q for now and pass. But as I was saying, he has 3 Dawn here for the Zoro, but I don't think that's worth stopping just to stop his ramp. He'll have 2 active and swing 7, kind of exactly what we'd expect. We'll take the trigger off the top and just KO it for free. Sure. Sure, I'll take that. We'll play out the Laboon here, so we're going to swing 5 at face, see what he wants to do, probably counter here. Yep, counter 1. We'll just play out the Laboon and pass. This lets us kill almost whatever he does. Maybe there was merit to actually, now that I see it, we should have leader affected because Sanji that he could have played there. So in the future, if you're going to Purple Black Luffy, once they get to that 5 to 6, definitely go ahead and leader effect. We do have a free kill here, or we can play Liberation and Lafitte, rather than going ahead and resting our characters, especially with how he's swinging. Or we take 2 triggers off the top. Or we just take 2 triggers off the top and do whatever we want. So I think that's funny. We typed him a little lull in the chat, but no, that's good stuff. I'll take that. We'll look at the top 5. We aren't going to play Hachinosu just yet. I think we will develop a Burgess. It just depends, because he is going to 8 Dawn. So if he played an 8-4, this gives -2, so that doesn't clear the whole board. So I think it would be better just to grab another Dot Q in case he finds a way to get rid of it. It gives us that backup option, and we'll go ahead and develop the Burgess here. And then now is when we do start leader abilitying, which I think we drop the Shigi, because this already gives -2, and it costs less. So we'll go minus, and then we'll swing 5. And then we won't swing with Laboon. We want to leave Laboon on the board, because if we need it, we have Van Augur to go -4, -3 kill. So any 8 cost he could have if he does want to play a Gecko Warrior or something like that. Looks like he plays a Top Knot, which is actually, oh my gosh, where did my Top Knots go? I was making a deck list with Top Knot right here. He bottom decked our Burgess. I'm telling you, I was literally about to tech that and make that happen. That's crazy. Crazy, I was crazy once. That's wild. Holy cow. So we can go -4, tap 5, -3, and then KO. Is there anything else we need to do here? We really need to find some 10 drops. I'm not going to lie to you. We're kind of struggling on that front. But I think developing the 2 bodies is really good. We could swing 8 into face, which also would be good. So we'll go -3, -4, KO, and then we could go 8 into their soul, or we could develop a Dot Q or a stronger. I think it'd be better just to go 8 into face here, just because of the cards in hand. So if we do play the Q, we discard a card. We really don't have anything, and I don't think they have anything we care about getting rid of their effect for, so we'll just go ahead and ditch Liberation. I like having the 2K counter just in case, because if he does want to just swing something small at one of our bodies, both of these we can counter out of. This one we can just take and draw a new card. He will give this Rush, so that is kind of scary. Kind of smart, actually. But I think we may just give him the 2K counter, just to hold the Dot Q. If he wants to kill the Laboon, that's okay. We'll let him have this. Not too stressed about Laboon because we still have the Dot Q. And Dot Q we will. We'll go -3, KO, and then we will go 5 into face. We draw the perfect card. There was merit to maybe just killing this, but he probably would have countered out of that as well, especially giving us a 2K. So we'll play this, nullify, get rid of, and then leader effect, ditch Dot Q. It gives us a KO if we need it. This is a very close matchup because we're not finding our teaches. We haven't had our cycle. We haven't had anything. He got rid of our Burgess with the Top Knot, which I'm telling you, literally is why I have it sitting right here. I've been organizing bulk, and I found that card, and I was like, what is this? I have never seen this before in my life. So we will get to draw a card here, which is very, very good. It is a Van Augur, so we can kill the Kaido, which is sweet. I like the ability to kill the Kaido. Or we can just play another 10-drop Shanks. I like that idea, too. I mean, 10-drop Blackbeard. So we'll go 5. We're actually going to leave the Van Augur active. I think we will swing 12 here, but we'll leave this active just for the backup option for our next turn, because even with a -3, the Shigon Finger Pistol wouldn't work. So stop that, and then we'll just pass turn over. We did not leader ability. Good to know. Good to know. We make mistakes. I always forget to leader ability. He gets to Gecko Moria now because we goofed up. And let me tell you, that's why your leader ability is very important here, chat. He will get the Frankie out, get to draw, discard 1 card, draw 2 cards. Very good. Stacks up his trash. And then what's the 2 cost he'll play? I don't even think he has a 2 cost. No, it looks like it will just be the Frankie here because he has to get a blocker on board to stay alive next turn. But even with the blocker on board, he's more than likely dead. So we'll just have to see what happens. We will obviously take both of these, and we can kill the blocker for 4 Dawn, which may be our best option. Just go, kill it 12-12, and then, well, we can go 12-12-12, and that's guaranteed game, I believe, unless somehow he gets another blocker. If he hits our life here, that'd be very good. It's a little less guaranteed now. a little bit less, especially if he leaves these Dawn as active. It looks like he wants to go 5. We'll take this one. We will use the trigger and grab another one. I don't see why not. You know, just in case, if that is the best move here, we can leave all 3 as active and just win the game. If he swings our lead, we just block. He has nothing else to attack with yet. And I think we do just go for game. Even with the 2 Dawn active, I think that's our best move, because without this, we stop this attack. He still has 1, 2, 3, 4 attacks. I don't think this will matter as much, so I think we swing 5 here and just see. If that does stop him, I guess stopping the 10k and only 3 swings, we only have to stop 1 here, so that may be better. Seeing what's in our hand, and as we go, let's go ahead and swing the 6, because I'm not scared to give him the 6 now that we know we're not going to kill his stuff without using the finger pistol. If he wants to counter here, we can kind of see, but usually they want to pop off with their, Luffy, their 1-drop event, which basically goes Dawn -2 plus 4k and draw 2 new cards and discard 1 card. Like, it's crazy. The cycle's insane. I'd like to know if he counters, we may be more interested in going for it. So he goes ahead and gives us 1. He knows we only have 2 swings on the board. We could finger pistol down his blocker and then split. But if we split, it's not guaranteed. Because what? That would be 6 Dawn left, so that'd be 15, 15. It's not guaranteed because of this, but I think we still go for it. We'll KO this. 1, 2, 3. We'll go 15 into face. And now he has to get out of this one. He could take the actually he could take the card to hand first, which may be smarter. Because we don't really have a 3 Dawn play. Now he has to be able to get out. And I don't think he can. He can. Okay, so I have no cards in hand. We need to leave the blocker as active, which we can see now. We need to leave this card in hand. And I don't think we're scared of his on plays, because if he top decks something just amazing, that's fine. He would have to have the rush, so maybe it was worth it, actually, to get rid of that. In case he top decks the Sanji or the Zora or the Luffy, the 9-drop or the 7-drop, we probably should have gotten rid of his on plays there, ditching the Blackbeard, because it's no counter anyways, and it's not, it's not hurting us to get rid of it. But it really depends here. He is down to 8 Dawn, so we know we can't play the Luffy, but we do have to worry about the Sanji off the top. So I think we just have game here, because we'll go 12. We'll just take 12 we'll just take, and then 8 we just block out of, which I think is fine. Because even if he does take this teach, we still have guaranteed game. So we just take, no trigger, easy peasy. Now, if he wants to go 12 again, he's kind of cooked. If he just goes 5, we just counter. And then if he puts 4 Dawn here to swing one of these, we can also counter. So we could block and counter, 6 there. I'll give you a 1k. Sure. What else would you like to do? He wants to leave 2 active, so we'll just block and 1k. I think we're kind of chilling now. He does get the Nami, but no matter what, it's game. Because 5 in a life, he has to take this. And then we'll go 6 in a life. And then we just win. Because even if he could have blocked, it was game. So he would have to have blocked that, and then 22 in a face, you just lose. So the one misplay I would say in that game was not getting rid of that leader effect on that last turn. Just getting rid of the teach, it wouldn't do anything on our next turn, and we knew that. And so if we did top deck the Sanji, we may have been dead, which we can see now we wouldn't have been, because we had this, the 2k, 2k, and another 1k and 1k in hand, the Van Augur, and the other life, which is another Van Augur. So we wouldn't have died to it. But it was definitely a lot closer if that did happen. He didn't have a way to tap our teach or anything, and he couldn't have done a 9-drop Luffy, so we would have been okay. But in future, just to help you guys out, you definitely should have leader affected there if that situation comes up for you. All right, final game here. We're going to go against regular purple Luffy. We are going to take... Let's take first this time. I want to give you guys a different kind of curve. We will mulligan on that hand. The Hachinosu early, which is obviously going to be very good. We have a 3-Dawn play, or we have a, 3-Dawn play for this and then swing 6 in the face. We have a lot of stuff going on, but I do like having the ability to do both of these, so very, very good stuff there. We may get rid of their on plays on 4 when they go even, and the reason for that is because of the 4-drop, what's his face? I can't even remember his name. We'll ditch. I don't think we need stronger, and we'll grab Shiryu and pass turn. But we may get rid of his stuff for 4 because the Bon Clay would put him to 5. He would never have to take a life then, and that would kind of hurt. He does get the chump blocker, the 2-drop, so is there a way to kill that? Not yet. We'll grab this. We'll grab Liberation here. Liberation won't do anything. We'll drop the Shiryu, cycle through the deck even more. Only targets Van Augur, which we will play on our next turn. So I think we will just develop the Dot Q, because now we can Van Augur. I don't think it's worth playing Lafitte, because he'll just swing this here. So we'll go 5 in a face to start. And I don't think we will lead our ability, just because Purple Luffy's gone down to 2 Bon Clays for the most part. If he plays it, he plays it. Like, not much to do about it. Hey, looks like he wants to do that instead, so it's going to kind of change up my vibe. Nah, I still think we have to play the Dot Q, because playing the Van Augur would do nothing then if we don't have the Dot Q on board. Kind of just makes it worth it. Hoping that they play a 5-drop Eustace Kid here. You know, Eustace Kid would be okay with me. We couldn't stop it with the Van Augur. We would need a Laboon off the top, but I still think it would be okay. Now, that's why we would have leader affected, because now he doesn't have to take a life. He gets to do the law effect. We can kill the law for free, but we definitely need to kill the Bon Clay as soon as possible, because if it copies our 12k, that sucks. And then having to use our, 10-drop effect on this, like, that sucks. So we'll grab it for Nosuke for the rush. It's actually really good into this matchup specifically. I think this is a good 2k counter to have. I would say it looks like he's playing the Kardi Kaizoku kind of deck list, which I'm okay with. It's a good deck list. We'll take this, grab a burger. Burgers are always tasty. We could clear the whole board here, but I don't know if that's worth it. I'd rather get the Van Augur and leave the 1-drop. The 1-drop will kill our Dot Q, though. Well, now having 2 of them, I think we just cycle first. I do like just keeping this just in case, but we don't have to. And the only thing we grab there is Blackbeard. You don't grab anything else there. So us being on 5, we could Liberation, Dot Q. So this would kill this, Dot Q would kill this, and then we play a Lafitte, which I do think is probably the better option here, sadly, but surely. We'll KO, and then that gives us 1 Don left, so we'll swing 5 in a face, just in case there's any nasty triggers sitting in there. I don't expect him to use his 1-drop event for a 5k into life. That would be kind of goofy, a little silly goofy there. But us going to 7, we play pretty even curve, so the Lafitte already down lets us get the search, off the top, so we will play that instead of going 6. And now is when we're going to lead our ability. So I think we will drop the... I just don't know what to drop. I don't know what to drop. We'll play this, and then we'll trash Burgess, Van Augur, Liberation. I think we drop Liberation because we have at least the Dot Q. But both of these kind of combo together, but they don't combo together on 7 Dawn, which is what we'll be on next turn, while he's going to 8 Dawn next turn. Could go to 9. So I think we have to just get rid of Liberation here and pass turnover. Black hole him out of the 7-drop Sanji, 7-drop Luffy, 9-drop Luffy if he wants to ramp 1 more Dawn. I think it still just puts us in a better spot there. Our trash does have 8, so this is a 4-drop 7k right now that can't be KO'd. Pretty solid, I'm not going to lie to you guys. So we may drop this on our next turn. Really depends on what he sees and what he wants to do, and what we see from the Lafitte and the Hachinosu. We do know we already bottom decked 1 10-drop Blackbeard, so you have to keep that in mind, that card is at number 31 at the bottom, down there, down below. So we know we have 2 more in the deck or in our life, which they could be in here, just chilling, which would suck. Especially because we're not really taking much life now, because he's going to try to kill our Dot Q, leaving us very, very healthy, which is good. And it replaces itself to get us more cards in hand. So hopefully we can find another Dot Q with the Lafitte or the Hachinosu, which shouldn't be a problem. But we will Lafitte first, then Hachinosu. Swing 6 in the face. Sure, take. No trigger, no worries. And he will play the Sanji. Very interesting. I was not expecting a Sanji. I think we'll start, like I said, with the Lafitte, see what we can find. So this won't happen. The Burgess, we already have one. The Dot Q, we already have one on board that he's not even scared of. So I think we have to grab a 10 beard, because if not, we only know of one other one, and it could be sitting in our life. So he now knows we have 2. We will Hachinosu, drop a Van Augur to grab Hachinosu again, it looks like. Now we will Lafitte and then play Burgess, more than likely. So we'll swing 5 in the face. He'll probably just free block out, but this is just a skill check. You just check if they're paying attention more than anything. So I do like having 2 Lafittes on the board, though. I hope he passes the skill check, brother. Even if I put 6 down onto this, you only get 1k counter. There we go. All right, skill check acquired. You have passed. We will rest through this. I think we grab another Burgess just because we haven't. We only have 1 on the board because we already know we bottom decked 1 as well. So now we have 10 in trash, and we're kind of chilling. We have a Van Augur to minus a smaller body. We black holed him. Had to double check to make sure we did do our leader ability, because we happen to forget sometimes. He should kill our 2 Laffites, especially with us going to 9. That would give us so much mobility if we just keep getting cards to hand. At least you have to get rid of 1. But if you leave both up right here, I think you are in a tough position in the future, especially with us having the Burgess on board, being able to develop another one next turn and drawing 2 new cards, like, and only discarding 1. I kind of like that idea. So I would really like to see a Laboon draw because, you know, or him swing our life and we just draw the Laboon. That's cool too. Shigan Finger Pistol trigger does not help right now because he has the Sanji, but he does have 10 Dawn, so he could play out 2 bodies, which would probably be a smartest thing, and then double swing into life, which would work. Not really much we could do there, but we do have a 7k swing, which we will be able to make a 8k swing because we're going to Hachinosu and leader ability before we swing with him to make him 8. And then 8 into Sanji if he swings our life, you know, force him out of counter because we don't care. Cool. Perfect. Kill the Lafitte. They're basically little blockers there. So, like I said, this is the reason you play this for Nosuke in the matchup because it gives you that rusher and he gets to keep his blockers active, which is very good. He does play Law Blocker, which is okay with us. So for me, what this game looks like is we'll go 5 in a life to start. Puts 12 in our trash now. Now we're checking to see if he wants to get rid of the Sanji or not. He does not want to use the Sanji, which is kind of what we were hoping for, because that would have been good, but it's not going to happen. So we will play this, rest this, give minus, KO. We have 4 Dawn left. We don't need the other Van Augur, so let's cycle a little bit and grab. I don't think we need to search anymore. A 2k counter is never bad. It's just what we're going to discard next turn, or this turn for our leader ability. We will swing 8 into Furnosuke. Wanted to see if he would give us the Sanji and then we'd swing 8 there instead by swinging his life for 5. It was kind of just a vibe check. And then we'll get another one and then we will black hole him. So technically he does know everything that's in our hand. He knows we have no counter, but it really depends on, is this player really paying attention? Is this guy really paying attention here? Because he should know that we have no counter because we have drawn both of these from searches, obviously. So he should know he could technically put 2 Dawn on Sanji, swing the Burgess, he dies. He could put 1 Dawn on his leader, kill the Van Augur, and then still have, what would that be, 6, 7 Dawn left to play. So he could play the Luffy Taro just to get a bigger body on the board. But instead, he's putting 5 here, and he's probably going to swing the Burgess. Shows you he was not paying attention in the slightest, unless he, misclicked, which is a possibility. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Who goes 10 into Dog Q? Yep, nope. Burgess, you got him. I'm not going to lie to you, brother. But our leader ability, Hachinosu together, will get us here. I may not Hachinosu next turn just because we don't know that we'll hit a Blackbeard target. He will go 10 into 6. Sure, I'll draw a new card. That is A-okay with me. Technically, we'll swing. We don't have to play the 10 drop if he just takes here. We could Hachinosu out now because we have the extra card. But now we're getting rid of his Gum Giant. I think he would have just taken the life for his hand. Since he wants to keep this body on board, we definitely do use the 10 drop. So, yep, we'll just 5 in a life, see what you want to do. I dare you to counter again. Cool. So we will 10 drop. We will stop both of these, and then I think we will get rid of Doc Q. I don't think we need Doc Q in this situation. We'll grab Shiryu, which you probably don't need either. So we'll trash Shiryu, and then, yeah, we've done all our stuff. I was making sure. I always have to double check. I'm going to go, leader effect? Yes. Player Blackbeard? Yes. Okay, we're good. It's one of those, you forget, it kind of hurts. So this is actually a really close matchup. This Purple Luffy is performing very well, and we have a very small hand. One of our Blackbeards is still towards the bottom of our deck, and I'm assuming one's in life because we haven't seen it now. The card should be at about, 23... So 8? The card should be around 8 in the bottom of our deck right now due to the 2 Hachinosus, and I think we had one other search. I could be wrong. It'll be around, I think we put it to, I don't think we even moved it to the top. So it'll be between 6 and 8 on the bottom right now. Maybe 3 turns have passed, and I'm crazy, so maybe it's closer to 9 or 10, but we're still getting to the bottom of our deck. He's having to decide what to do, because if he takes his whole turn to kill this Burgess, that's fine. But that's what he would have to do. See? 15. Because he knows we're not going to counter out. So yeah, you get the Burgess here, but you get no bodies on board. And so now what we do is we play 10 drop so we can nullify the blocker so he doesn't get a free block. I think we'll cycle through again, just looking for that extra Blackbeard, which we'll grab. And then we'll go 5 at face and then 12 at face. Because if he wants to kill Blackbeard, sure, you got to put 15 Dawn on it to kill it. Go for it. If you want to keep having the same cycle, but every turn I'm still going to be swinging 12 at your face, I think we'll be okay. At some point, he is going to have to get bodies on the board. We will have 2 Blackbeards. Technically, we could just pass here, which honestly may be the better option. Just not swinging, just getting 3 blockers on board that are hard to deal with. So we always get out of 1. He'll only have 1 swing into our life, and we will leader ability, which we have not done yet. So we will do that. Do we want to swing this or force him into our life? I don't know, because he will put 10 here and just swing this after, and then we're going to do the same cycle until we run out of Blackbeards, and I think we're on the losing end of that. So I think it is better not to swing here. As crazy as that may sound, he does not have any on plays, so he does not have any rush, and we know where our next Blackbeard is. It should be, now that we've cycled 3 more, free block, sure. Should be around 8. He can't put 7 down here to do anything because it can't attack, which is very good. He plays out 2 more blockers. It is what it is. With us having 2 teaches, it depends on what we get here. So we will discard this and grab Hachinosu. That gives us something for our leader ability. So we will... He's getting a lot of bodies on the board. I don't enjoy that. We don't have a way to minus this down. It's not worth playing another Hachinosu to discard this. So I think we just... I think we'll go 5 into face. He's going to block out with one of these 2, which we want this time. This time we do want that. Because if he blocks out, he gets a 12 into it, a 12 into it, and then we stop one of them from being a blocker. So, yep. So that means he can't do that. We will play this. We will negate this just because it has the stronger effect now. So we will do this. And then do we swing twice? I think we swing 1. No, I think we swing 2. Can he split to kill 2? 6 Dawn here. So he'd only have 4 Dawn. So he can't even split to kill 2. So if you already swing with 1, you might as well do 2 in this situation itself. And then we will use our leader ability. Trash it and pass the turn over. So we can only get rid of 1 of our blockers here. And we got to take him down 2 life. He does have a bunch of blockers on the board himself. And we're running out of options. So this is a very, very close matchup. The stress levels are high. Oh my gosh. Okay. We'll see what we can do here. I think we're good. I think we're in a really good position, honestly. This is a longer matchup. I apologize. If you guys want to see just 1 game per deck, or if you want to see multiple, if you want longer videos, that 50, 60 minutes for the background plays, or if you want just like 30 minutes, 25 minutes, whatever, you gotta let me know. Leave these things in the comments, boys. I will listen to you. I will do what you say. I'm a good boy. All right. But I think he's in a really advantageous position, depending on what he can play this turn. If he plays more blockers, I think we're just cooked, because he will continue to be able to kill our Blackbeard. But he won't be able to kill Blackbeard if... he'll have to use a blocker to kill the Blackbeard, unless he wants to put 7 on leader, and then he only has 3 Dawn to play a blocker of some sort, which would only be Nico Robin. I think us shutting down his abilities was really smart, because technically he could have killed one of our Blackbeard if we didn't. So 5 in a life. Do we just free block that? Because no matter what, he can only kill 1. But another card in hand does sound very nice. I think we take 1, and we'll trigger out this blocker to give us another blocker. I think a card in hand wouldn't have been bad, but just being that one, you might as well just go ahead and get a blocker on the board. It's a free blocker. This might save us later. You never know. I think there was merit to just blocking up there, or blocking that attack, but now with that, we swing 3 12s. They have to block. And maybe we top deck the teach, We know it's in the deck. We know it's not in our life, which is very good. And it should be pretty close by. I think it's 2 more Hachinosus away, though. So, kind of sucks, but it is what it is. He takes his last life, but he does not ramp. So, because he already has 10 Dawn, a lot of Purple Luffy's messed this up. I've seen it before, games at tournaments. I let them redo it, of course, but you can't redo it here. Swing 7 at what? Block. I dare you. And swing 6, please. I'll take the 1. I'll take that. Sure. You're giving yourself less blockers, brother. Oh my gosh. That would be crazy. We could technically do that, but I think it's just game at this point. He has no active Dawn, so we'll swing 5 at face if he wants to block out. I really think, it may actually be worth it. He only had 2k counter. Don't know what he was doing there at the end. All the blockers was what you had to do. The ramping one was not worth it, and it didn't do anything. So I don't really understand it. I'm not going to lie. I think, even we could have tapped 4 for Laboon, gone -4, and KO'd with Dot Q, And then we would have had, 12, 12, 12, and then we only used 4 Dawns, so we have 11. So 11, 12, 12, 12 would be better than just 12, but this would give us the blocker. So I don't know. There's merit to both. He didn't have any Dawn active, so it was guaranteed game either way. So GG's. Back to the deck profile and finishing up the video, because that was a fun one, but that was a long one. Alright guys, we went 3 for 3 on decks you will see a lot in this format, so I think, this was very good. Inspiration kind of deck profile, you kind of tweak it how you must. Again, the Tashigi didn't do anything this game, so I'm finding a slot, something we can put in. If we look through at the Blackbeard options right now, I think we clicked the wrong thing. Oopsie. Yep, we don't need blue. Alright, so if we look through here in the Blackbeard options, there's not much. I'm almost tempted to have a 3-5 just because having a stronger body on the board wouldn't be bad. And I almost feel like this card is playable because of that. I don't really think there's anything else. Trash one card from the top of your deck. If that card has a cost 6 or greater, no, that's so horrible. Black Vortex, nullify the effects of one of your opponent's leaders or character, give them minus 4,000 power for the turn, and that sucks as well. I mean, the only other thing would be Devon, and the only 5 Dawn curve play we want is Van Augur. Having too many other plays just isn't worth it. I'd rather play a Laboon and Lafitte and, whatever else on 5 than play a Devon. She just doesn't get what you need to happen. It's such an amazing card, which sucks because it only works with Blackbeard, but this is an amazing card. Getting double attack banish or blocker, that's insane value right there. So the only thing that sucks is it's just not playable in this deck. In my opinion, maybe, but the only thing sucks is that it has no counter. But you see we don't counter anyways. Switching this out, playing 2 of these. That, or actually, no. Let me tell you, I figured out what's going to replace it. Tempest Kick. I think 2 Tempest Kick would be great. It gives -3 when your trash has, more than 10. It only costs 1 Dawn, and it replaces itself by drawing a card. So if you need that cycle, you get it. And it's a card in trash itself. So if you have 9 cards in trash, this one would be the 10th to give it the -3. I think Tempest Kick would definitely be the card I would replace for this. Maybe even dropping down Mon Cherie and just not playing her because she's not very playable. This may actually be my new deck list. Well, we figured it out, boys. Blackbeard in OP09 format. I think this is the best structure. You can see that VV blocker is amazing. Sometimes it just saves you from taking unnecessary life, or it's in a body on board if you have to go for it. It's a 1K, but you can split some Dawn if the math makes sense, a 5 and whatever else hits, guaranteed, you can use this. So pretty cool there. GG's to my opponents today. Blackbeard's a lot of fun. You'll make a lot of people at locals upset by playing it. Whenever you do, just destroy them. You high roll to the max. This is the one deck that it hurts the most. Sometimes you can just say, yeah, I high rolled. But when you do it with this deck and your opponent gets to do nothing the whole game, it does kind of hurt. But anyways, if you want to keep your friends and, probably don't play this, but if you don't care and you just want to win, Blackbeard, it's here for you. So, oh, I forgot to move my face. Guys, I'm getting better at moving my face, though. So Blackbeard, this is the deck. This is the deck right here. Tempest Kick. Tempest Kick. Draw 1 card. After this, if your trash has 10 or more cards, give up to one of your opponent's characters -3 for this turn. We replace the Tashigi and the Mon Cherie for 3 of these. I think this is really good. It cycles, it replaces itself, which makes it better than Ice Age. You're giving -3, which is really important in this deck, giving minus because it helps our dot Q. So for 1 Dawn and then 2 Dawn, so if we're on a 3 Dawn turn, obviously that wouldn't make sense because we wouldn't have 10 in trash. If we somehow have 10 in trash and 3 Dawn. Anyways, late game, 9 Dawn if you have to go first. 1 for this, 3 for dot Q, and we still have 6 Dawn. So 2 Dawn for Lafitte and 4 Dawn for Burgess. We get all these bodies and we KO with 4 cost. I think that's really good. I think this card's gas. I think I'd rather play this in the future builds. And if you want to see more builds with Blackbeard and you want to see this one played, let me know. GG's to my opponents today. I think this is the best build, and we'll see you in the next one. Like and subscribe.